Hey there, everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to the 1970 Seaver replay that I'm doing with APBA Baseball. APBA Baseball, one of my favorite systems. Um, a little bit of an anachronism at this point. It really belongs in another era, um, but it still plays fun, and it takes me back to my youth. And it's going to be the Phillies versus the Mets. Grant Jackson, who had a pretty poor season in 1970 versus Tom Terrific. And of course, Tom Terrific is a B. He is a BXZ, and Jackson is going to be a DY. And the letters represent control and also strikeout ability. I got a little fire going. I'm playing outdoors tonight, so you'll see a little bit of. I'm going to try to stay out of the light. Light is behind me, so it's kind of tricky. I am playing outdoors here in Southwest Texas, about, I'd say 55 degrees. No wind. And let's get started. It's going to be Denny Doyle leading it off. Then Don Money, Johnny Briggs. Darren Johnson batting cleanup for the Phillies. Tim McCarver batting fifth. Larry Heisel, the center fielder, a young Larry Heisel. I know him from the Brewers later on. He's in the sixth slot. Seventh is Ron Stone, the right fielder. Then it's batting the shortstop, Larry Boa, who was not a great defender in 1970, according to APBA. And it's Grant Jackson batting ninth. For the Mets is going to be A.G. in center, Harrelson in short. Foy, the new third baseman, replaces Ed Charles. And he's playing a little bit more than Wayne Garrett. Jones is a cleanup batter, Cleon Jones. Don Clendenin, power hitting first baseman. Batting fifth, batting sixth is Swoboda, Ron Swoboda, right field. Jerry Grody, the catcher, batting seventh. Batting eighth is Al Weiss, who is playing second base. And then Tom Terrific, batting ninth at pitcher. And let's get going. Got to use a little cup for APBA. And that's a 21 off Doyle or the off Seaver, and that is a fly to left. Went out. All right, so here goes. It is a 14, and that's lifted to left center field. Over is a center fielder, but the left fielder, who's that out there? Jones takes it for out number two. So two put out for Cleon Jones in left, and this is a drive in right center field. After it is Agee, and he runs it down. Great play by Tommy Agee. 3 up, 3 down for Tom Terrific. All right, Tommy Agee leading it off against Grant Jackson, and that is line base hit. So Agee's on with a single, just like that. Let's have a base runner. Buddy House is going to bunt. 36, and that's a 33. That's going to be a fielder's choice. Bunted back to Jackson, turns around, fires into Boa. Boa to first, not in time. Fielder's choice. And House is on first. Foy now. Foy, we're not going to try hit and run. He's got a bunch of strikeouts. And that is a base on balls. Ball 4 to Foy. He waits out Grant. And Grant issues him a free pass. Runners on first and second. Bottom of the first. Cleon Jones. He's a right-handed batter. Here's the pitch, and that's a 51. That's a base hit. That's going to load the bases. Everybody. We're going to stop Harrelson at third. So Mets already with 2 hits and a walk here in the first inning against Grant Jackson, who did not have a good season in 1970. Don Clendenin with the bases loaded. Power hitting first baseman. Here's a pitch, and that is a deep drive to center field. Going to see what this becomes. The center fielder is Larry Heisel, who's a 2. So we're going to have to look at a board for that. And I said 31. That's a fly ball, and it's going to be shallow. Nobody else is going to score on this. And that's going to be the second out. So Clendenin does not launch it deep enough to get a sacrifice fly out of it. And here's Ron Swoboda. And that is going to be a strikeout. So Grant, after loading the bases, gets out of trouble with a couple of outs, no runs, and 2 hits. Go to the top of the second. Leading off is Darren Johnson, power hitting first baseman for the Phillies. Here's a pitch from Tom Terrific, and that is driven. And that's going to split the outfielders. After it is Agee around first and trying for second. Here's the throw, and not in time. It's a lead-off double for Darren Johnson versus Tom Terrific. Runner on second, nobody out. Tim McCarver is going to bunt him over to third. Doing a lot of bunting. It's going to be an 8. You got to look at this book here. It's a little book, and I'll show that to you in a second. That's an 8. A fielder's wow. 8 safe at first. Runner at third fails. Safe on fielder's choice. Holy smokes. That's bad. Played for a runner. Oh, it's going to be a fielder's choice, but played for a runner at third fails. So it's going to be runners on first and third against Tom Terrific. So it's going to be a sacrifice, but a fielder's choice, and he's on at first. So first and third. And it's Larry Heisel now. And he feels back. Here's the pitch. And a 33. That's a drive over the center fielder's head. And that's going to be out of here. 3-run home run for Larry Heisel. Holy smokes. He drives in 4, 5, and 6. Wow. That's 3 runs. And it's 3-0. Just like that. Still nobody out here in the top of the second inning. Against Tom Terrific. Here's Stone, and that's a fly out to right field. Ron Swoboda's there. Larry Bowa's next. And that is a strikeout for Seaver, his first strikeout of the game. And now it's Grant Jackson. And he strikes out. So back-to-back Ks for Seaver to get out of the inning. But the Phillies come up with 3 runs on 2 hits. The big hit was the home run by Larry Heisel. APBA, gives very realistic. It's very fundamentally sound. Gives very realistic results. It doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles. Pretty straightforward. Easy to play. Plays very fast. 24, and that is a ground ball, second baseman. And that is Doyle over to first, 1 down. Weiss, Al Weiss, this is one of the extra players. Picked this set up for $60. It is a 1970, original 1970 set, beautiful. A little bit yellowish from time, but not overly played, not really damaged. And here's Seaver, and that is a strikeout. So 3 up, 3 down for Grant Jackson. It's 3-0. Doyle is leading off here in the top of the third inning. 3-0 Phillies. That's a 45. That's going to be a base on balls off Seaver. Doyle's on first. Don Money is going to, Don Money does not strike out very much. And there he goes, and that is a base hit. The shortstop went to cover, and Don Money grounded one right through the hole. And that's going to send Doyle to third. First and third, nobody out again. The Phillies threatening. Here's the pitch. Briggs, a 46, strike 3. High fastball gets Briggs. So Tom Terrific blows one by Briggs. And let me see if I can get a better lighting system going here. Let me see if I can do that. Let's see, because I got some issues there. Let's see if I can do that. Hold on, let it adjust. And then I'm going to get rid of the light that's behind me, which is creating the shadows. This is an outdoor night game. I'm playing with the nocturnal wildlife, like the the possums and the raccoons and the skunks, they're all moving around at night. And they go back into their hiding place about this time before the sun comes up. And they constantly climb, or they walk along my fence, and then they stop and look at me when I'm out here. So this, it's a little bit bright. I'm seeing it's a little bit bright. Let's see if I can move it back a little bit. Let's see. A little bit off. Still a little bit bright. No, that's not going to work. There it is. Okay. Let me slide that. There. I think that'll work. A little bit dark on one side here. There we go. See if the camera will adjust. All right. So we are in the top of the third, and it was a walk to Doyle and a single to money with Doyle on the move, put runners at first and third, and Briggs just struck out. Here comes Darren Johnson, who doubled in the second inning. Here's a pitch from Seaver, and that is a 45. That looks like it's going to be ball 4. And that's going to load the bases. This is the second walk allowed by Seaver in this inning. So Seaver is having his struggles here. Tim McCarver's coming up. Here's the pitch, and feels back. That's a 42, and that's ball 4. But not with the bases loaded. I think with bases loaded, he's a Z, and he doesn't get charged with that walk, according to the new rules. So I'm playing a little bit old rule, a little bit new rule, but kind of bouncing it a little bit. But in the new rules, I do not think that that's a walk with the bases loaded. No, not even in the old rules is it? It's a Z at ball. All right. And let me see first and third. First and third. 14. Yeah, that was a walk. All right, so that's a ball. We're going to get Tim McCarver. Here's a pitch. And we need, it's a 29 with the bases loaded. Let's see what that's going to turn into. A 29 is going to be a 1-2 fielder's choice. So Seaver, little comebacker to Seaver. He goes home with it, throws out Doyle. And 2 outs now with the bases loaded. Money in third. Johnson at second. And you have McCarver at first. And here comes the villain for the Mets, Larry Heisel, who homered. 3-run shot in the second inning. He's up with the bases loaded here. Here's a pitch from Seaver, and that is a 13. That's ball. Here we go again. Everything's going against Seaver. A 14. That's ball 2. Holy smokes. And that is a 13. Ball 3. Seaver's struggling. The catcher's going to go out to talk to Seaver. He's got 3-0 count against Larry Heisel with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the top of the third. A big inning here will break it open for the Phillies. And that's a 25, and that's going to be a base hit. Oh, my goodness. A 9 is a base hit against a beat pitcher, and that is going to score 1 run. 2 runs come in, and runner is going to be on first and third. So Seaver, that's 5 RBIs for Larry Heisel. This time he brings in 2 and 4. 2 more RBIs on a single, and he scores, and McCarver goes to third with 2 outs. Runners on first and third, and up comes Ron Stone. So Seaver has allowed 5 runs so far. Here's a pitch to Ron Stone, and that is a 54. That's a fly out to right field. Swoboda near the line makes the catch, and that retires the side. But the Phils pick up 2 more runs on 2 more hits, and that's going to reduce Seaver's grade to a C. So he is a C now. Unfortunately for Tom, his ERA is going to take a hit after really 2 amazing games. He pitched very, very well in the first 2 games. He pitched a 2-hit shutout to opening day against the Pirates. And now it's going to be A.G. Harrelson and Foy for the Mets in the bottom of the third. The Mets are down 5-0. Let's see if they can pick up a couple of runs. And that's a 22. That's lined and a base hit drops in front of the center fielder, Larry Heisel. So AG's on with a single. Buddy Harrelson doesn't strike out very much. There he goes. And that's a 45. Uh-oh. Let's take a look at our book. Let's look at our book here. A hit and run. 14. Runner 10 or 11 steals. And Harrelson, AG, let's see what AG does have, 10 or 11. And he does. So AG steals second base. Harrelson's up. There's a pitch to Harrelson, and that's line base hit. And let's see if that scores AG. I believe it will. Let's clean this up a little bit here. Runner on second and 11. Says single to left, runner out at home. F scores. AG is an F. Batter steals second. And then there goes Harrelson. So it's an RBI single for Harrelson. 5-1. And that's a 2. And that's a stolen base. There goes Harrelson. And he is safe at second. That brings up Foy. Joseph Anthony Joe Foy from New York, New York. Here's a pitch from Grant Jackson. A 34 with a runner on second. And that is a strikeout. Foy strikes out for the first out of the inning. Leon Jones, 61. That's a 24. That's popped up short. Shortstop Boa under it by the bag. Makes the catch. And here's Clendenin. And that is grounded to short. So the Mets were able to pick up one run on 2 hits, and it's a 5-1 ball game. Oh, the wind's picking up here a little bit. My cards could go flying. That happens. And if, Texas has very, very kind of moody weather where it could be 1 minute it could be 70 degrees, the next minute it could be 50 degrees, or you can have absolutely no wind and all of a sudden you get a lot of wind. All right, so we go to the top of the fourth. It's going to be Larry Boa leading off against Tom Terrific, who's now a C, and that's a strikeout. We're not pulling him just yet. Being patient with him. Here is the pitcher who grounds out to shortstop Harrelson over to first in time, 2 out. So far, easy inning for Tom Terrific. Got to get sleeves. This is going to be a line drive base hit center field for Doyle. 2-out single. Don Money now. Don Money has a little bit of power. 33, that's a drive. It's a hole in one, drives it in the gap. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Evades the center fielder, AG. A 6, a double, and that's going to be an RBI double for Don Money. He drives in the leadoff batter. That makes it 6-1. So there's action in the Met bullpen. A couple of guys up there. I don't know who they are. I got to look. And here goes Johnny Briggs. Here's the pitch, and it's not Seaver's day. That's a 10. A 10 is going to be an infield hit. F scores. Let's see if Don Money's F. No, he is not. So it's an infield hit. First and third. We'll let Seaver go one more batter, and that's going to be Johnson. If Johnson gets a hit, we're going to have to pull Seaver. With 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch to Johnson, a 13. That is a base on balls, and that will be all for Tom Terrific. Holy smokes. This is nuts. Never expected to have to pull Seaver so early in the game. And no, those are the Phillies. I can't really see behind me. And it's going to be Garrett. Shimansky, Boswell. Let's see if we can find it. These cards are really thick. It feels like there's 2 cards stuck together. Dave Marshall, Kuzman, Andrew, Gentry. Let's see who they had as a relief pitcher. Tug McGraw, Danny Frizella, Ron Taylor. I'm going to bring in Danny Frizella. So we're going to bring in Frizella, see if he's going to be a B here, BX, just for this And Frizella is coming in for Seaver. He's going to be a B, X. He's a 1. That drops the Mets to a 38. All right. So he's going to be facing Tim McCarver with the bases loaded. Here's a pitch, and that is a 15. That is going to be more runs for the Phillies. Bases loaded. What did I say he was? He was a C. He becomes a B here for this first batter. And Frizella throws right, and McCarver bats left, so he's not going to get a plus for that. So he stays at a B. Actually, he doesn't the advantage. He stays a C, and this is a 10. It's going to be a single over third. Runners advance 2 bases. So 2-run single. And these runs are going to be charged to Seaver. So 2 and 3 on a single. And there goes McCarver. Johnson to third. McCarver steals second and third. And up is Larry Heisel, who already has 5 RBIs. And we're going to give him a chance here against Danny Frizella to get his 6th RBI. His 6th, his 7th, perhaps. It's second and third. 3 runs in here for the Phillies after there were 2 outs. So this is a big-time 2-out rally. And here's the pitch to Heisel, and that's a fly ball left field. On the run is Jones. Will he get there? And he does to retire the side. So 3 runs on 4 hits, and they lead it 8-1. Holy smokes. Phillies laying it on the Mets here in the 3rd game of the season. It's Ron Swoboda. Here's the pitch. It's a 53-16. And that is Heisel makes the catch in center field. So a drive off the bat of Swoboda, but Heisel runs it down. Jerry Grody's next. And a ground ball. Second base over to first, 2 down. And it's Weiss with a strikeout. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Mets. We go to the top of the 5th. Ron Stone, 25. That's a base hit for Stone. Starts off the Phillies again. And it's Boa with a 14. That's a fly to left. Jackson, 34. Fly to center over his AG. And it's Doyle with a 42. And that's a strikeout. That retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. Then we go to Frizella, who's going to bat. Seaver's out. And we're going to let Frizella bat. Try to let him go 3 innings if we can. All right, it's a 55. That's a base hit single for Danny Frizella, the pitcher. That'll help out. And next is Tommy Agee, 65. With a runner on first. That is a foul out to the catcher, F2. Tim McCarver's there, flips his mask away and gets under it near the stands, makes the catch. Here's Buddy Housen with a 24, and he strikes out. That's 2 outs. And a 15 for Foy. It's going to be a base hit. That's going to send Frizella to third. He's on at first. Up comes Cleon Jones. There goes Foy to throw it down, not in time. That's the way APBA does it. Just an 11 means he hits a hit and steals a base. Here's Jones with the runners on second and third at 43-29. And that's going to be what kind of an out is that? This is bases. So 29 is a comebacker. So Grant feels his position and throws out Jones to retire the side. No runs on 2 hits. Top of the 6th. Don Money leading it off against Danny Frizella. 32 is grounded to second base. Second baseman Weiss throws him out by half a step. Johnny Briggs with a grounder again. Slow grounder charged by Weiss. Barehands it, fires a first in time. Nice play by Al Weiss. And 2 outs here. Here's Darren Johnson. And that is a, does he have an X? Let's see. He does, strikeout. No runs, no hits in the top of the 6th. That is his, we've gone 2.1. Let's see if we can go one more. Leon Jones made out. Mets have been able to pick up 1 run. It's a deep pitcher, Clendenon. And that's line base hit. Base hit to left field. Played by Briggs. So Clendenon's on with a single. Swoboda. Ground ball hit hard right to second baseman. Taylor made double play. This is going to go Doyle to Boa and Johnson. So it's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. And I'll check in case. Yep. So Swoboda hits into the double play. 2 out. And here is Grody, who walks. Ball 4. Runner on first. Weiss. And we're going to use that at 42 as a strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, top of the 7th. And Tim McCarver with a 62, and that's a fly ball center field. Tommy Agee there. Oh, no, actually, 62 to 3rd strikeout. I was wondering. All right, here's Larry Heisel. Oh, that's a deep drive. And that is going to be a double off the wall. That's the 3rd hit for Heisel in this one. He's on the second base. Here is the lefty Stone, Ronnie Stone, 23, and that's a strikeout. And now it's Larry Boa at 22. That's a base hit. That's going to drive in Heisel. And he is number 6. So an RBI single for Larry Boa. Up comes Grant Jackson. And 27. And that is going to be a strikeout to end the inning. 1 run on 2 hits. And it's 9-1 now. 9-1 Phillies. Seaver's been driven from the game. Danny Frizella. We're going to get a pinch hitter here for the Mets. And we got a new pitcher. We get Duffy Dyer's going to come and pinch hit. And then we're going to bring Ron Taylor. So pinch hitter Dyer. That's a ground ball, comebacker to Grant, and he throws out Dyer, 1 away. Let's see now. It's going to be Tommy Agee, bottom of the 7th, 9-1 Phils. Here's the pitch from Grant. That's a strikeout. 2 out. And Buddy Harrelson. And he strikes out for the 2nd time. Somebody who doesn't really strike out that much. And it's going to be no runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. Top of the 8th. New pitcher. It's going to be Ron Taylor. Let's see what his stats look like. He's a C to Z. All right. So let's write him in. Taylor, C, and Z. And Seaver went 3 2/3, 3.2. Frizella went 1, 2, 3.1. And that's Taylor against Doyle leading off. And that's a base on balls. So leadoff batter is on. Don Money with a fly to center field. Tommy Agee settles under and squeezes it for the out. Johnny Briggs, and that is going to be, becomes a ground ball across the diamond. Moving to second is Doyle. And now here comes Johnson. Johnson's walked twice, doubled, and struck out. And he lines a base hit single, driving in a run here. Score is 10-1 now. That's his 2nd RBI of the day. He's on at first. Tim McCarver with a 33. drives one down the line, and that is going to be into the corner. Johnson is probably slow, so he's not going to score. And let's see what it says about that. It's 6. With 2 outs, any runner scores, so he will score another run. It's going to be 11-1 now. We get a double for Tim McCarver, an RBI. He drives in the fourth guy, and he's on at second base. So a rude welcome for the new pitcher, Ron Taylor. That's a 21, strike 3, and that retires the side. But the Phils pick up 2 more runs on 2 hits and a walk. They lead at 11-1. Heisel struck out there. He had 3 hits already. So it's going to be Foy, Grant Jackson to Foy. That's a 1-2 ground ball and through into left field for a base hit. Next is Jones, a 62, and that's a 40. That's a 40. A 40 is going to be a ground ball to the first baseman, who's going to go to second for 1. Back to first, not in time. So Jones with fielder's choice. Glendenon with a fly to deep center field. On the run is Heisel near the track and makes the catch a step before the wall. Ron Swoboda with 2 outs, and that's ground ball, shortstop. And that's it. No runs, 1 hit, top of the 9th, last licks. Ron Taylor, another inning, just to get out of this game. 66, Stone. And that is a double off the wall. Stone into second base underneath the tag. And Boa. Ooh, Snake Eyes. That's a base hit single. It's going to drive in a run. And that is, he drives in number 7. It's the second RBI by Boa today. And here's Jackson, still batting in the 9th, 13, and that's a strikeout. Doyle, 26, and that is a 27 for, it's going to be a ground ball, third base, over to first. That moves the runner to second. And Don Money, the 64, that is a strikeout. That's going to finish the inning. 1 run on 2 hits, and that is 12-1 Phillies. They've given the Mets a beating. Here's Grody. So Jackson's going to go for a complete game. Grody with a fly out. Right fielder is right there. Stone. Next is Weiss, 65, and that is popped up to the catcher. 2 out. And we're going to get a pinch hitter. It's going to be Kenny Singleton. Singleton comes in to pinch hit. In the 9th, 1 out away. The Mets are let down to the last out. They're down 12-1. Here's a pitch to Singleton. That's a fly out. Right field. Stone towards the line, makes the catch, and the ball game's over. Mets lose it by a crazy score of 12-1. Seaver's going to get the loss. Seaver did not have a good outing. Seaver gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7 hits in 3.2 innings. Struck out 2 there, 3, 4, struck out 4, walked 1, walked 2, walked 3. And how many runs did he give up? He gave up 3 there, 4, 5, 6. He gave up 6 runs. So that was a tough day for Tom Terrific. Big home run to Larry Heisel. Did he hit anybody? He did not hit anybody. No wild pitches. I believe he's going to be 1 and 2 now. And Seaver was a 20-game win. So we'll see how he does. He's got to turn it around here. He's 1 and 2 after 3 games. Let's look at what he did in the first couple of games. So we're going to kind of, all right, let's look and see. I don't know what would I do with the games. All right, Tom Seaver here in the first game of, Seaver lost to Steve Carlton. I believe he lost, what was the score? 4-1. Gave up 4 runs, but only 1 earned run. So he had pitched basically 17 innings and had given up only 1 earned run. So his ERA is still pretty good. The first game, he had a 2-hit shutout against the Pirates. The second game, he gave up 5 hits against the Cardinals. But he lost in a crazy inning in the bottom of the 8th when the Mets made a couple of errors. And that's about it. So Seaver loses second. And Taylor went a couple of innings, gave up 4 hits, struck out 1, 2, 3, walked 1, gave up 2, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, home runs none, by pitch none, wild pitch none. And Danny Frizella didn't do so badly. Danny Frizella actually did pretty well. Gave a hit, 2 hits, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run. Struck out 2. Danny Frizella struck out 5. Walked none. No home runs. No hit by pitches. And that's about it. So this is CP Cards and Dice, and this is our presentation. It's a 37-minute presentation. There's a lot of hits in this game, so pitching changes and hits. So it really slows the game down when you play that kind of game. But 37-minute game, APBA Basic. Pick up the game if you can. It's a lot of fun, easy to play. Old school game. Take care. I will see you soon with game start 4 of the 1970 season.